I'm going to fulfill another request today. This one I think came from Jake, and it's an Italian-American dish. Italian sausages and peppers, sometimes just called sausages and peppers. It's supposedly popular in parts of New England, New York, Pennsylvania, that region there. I like the idea because I knew someone who was from Portchester, New York, and if anyone knew how to cook peppers and eat peppers, she did. She knew peppers. So I want to do this recipe today, this sausage and peppers recipe. I have here 8 Italian sausages. Total weight is about 2 pounds and 900 grams. I'm using sweet Italian sausages because I don't like things too hot. But there are also available sausages that are hot or in between. Some of them are called mild, but they're hot, but they're a little bit hot. Use any that you like or a combination of all. I need to brown the sausages a little bit. And I'm going to use my grill here because it'll put bar marks on the sausages. I'm just doing that for looks. You can use a regular skillet. I'm putting oil in there. That's safflower oil. It has a high smoke point, so it won't burn at high temperature. You want to use a high temperature oil, like vegetable oil, corn oil, pure olive oil. Avoid things like whole butter or extra virgin olive oil, because that will smoke after a while. The oil will burn. Let's see if I can get my sausages on there. It looks like I'm going to be able to get 5 or 6 on there. I'll do 5, and that'll leave 3 to do later on. Again, I just want to put bar marks on those. I don't need to cook these all the way through because they're going to be roasted in the oven later. While I'm waiting for my sausages to brown, I'm going to cut up some peppers. I actually have here 4 different colors of peppers. I found at Costco these 3 colors, gold, orange, and red, and I bought some green peppers elsewhere. I like the way a Gordon Ramsay video showed how to cut up peppers. By cutting down the side, like so, you can get the nice fleshy part off, but leave the seeds and the membrane behind. And then what I want to do is I want to cut these into kind of like spears or long slivers like this, because I think it'll look better in the dish if they're cut into long pieces. So there are my bell peppers. As far as how many I used 6. 2 of them were green, 2 red, and then there were those 2 in between. One was a yellow bell pepper and one was orange. Next thing I need to do is cut up a couple of onions. I have here 2 medium-sized yellow onions. And I'm going to cut the top off of these, peel them. That's my oven. I've been heating my oven up to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 175, 177 degrees Celsius. I'm going to cut this in half, and then I'm just going to leave them as long slices. I want these long pieces to kind of go with the way I've cut my bell peppers. So all my vegetables now are ready. I've got a big baking dish here that this stuff is going to barely fit into, but it'll cook down. Okay. Now, I'm wearing rubber gloves here for a reason. You'll see that in a moment. I have about 3 or 4 cloves of garlic here that I've minced. I'm going to sprinkle that over the top. Get that all in there. Make sure it's not on my fingers too much because I want it in the dish. Okay. And then let me dry one hand. Got some salt here. Just do a good sprinkling of salt on there, a good pinch of salt. All right. And then grind some black pepper over the top. That should be good. Put that away. Olive oil. I have some extra virgin olive oil. I'm going to put 2 or 3 or 4 tablespoons over the top. Plenty of olive oil. And then I'm going to get my hands in there and just start mixing this up. Why I'm wearing rubber gloves. Try to get all these pieces coated with oil. Okay, that looks pretty good. Looks like everything is nicely coated with oil there. And then going to start putting my sausages on top. As far as these sausages, to get them browned, I cook them for about 3 minutes on that grill per side. You could brown them in a skillet if you wanted to. I'm going to kind of push these down a little bit into the peppers. There isn't a lot of room in this dish, but that'll be okay. Okay. If you see some little pink on here, yes, these sausages are not cooked all the way through. That's why they're going to go into the oven. So, I think I mentioned earlier, I've heated my oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 177, 175 degrees Celsius. I'm going to bake these uncovered until the peppers are tender. That's probably going to take 30 to 45 minutes. I like my peppers roasted really tender, so I'm going to roast this for at least 1 hour. So there are my sausages and peppers, hot from the oven. I'm going to let this sit for a few minutes, and then I'll be able to plate it and see what they taste like. All right, I am ready to plate this. Going to scoop up some of my peppers and onions here. Nice generous portion. These are very tender. I like how these look. And then, should I put the sausage on top or one side? How about just partial? A little of both. And then finally, put a slice or two of bread on that plate. And that's how I would eat that. Okay, this should be fun to eat. Can I get a couple of my pieces of pepper here? Piece of sausage. See what I got. Very nice. That has got a really good flavor. So excuse me, I'm going to go enjoy my sausage and peppers. For a printable PDF copy of this recipe with step-by-step photographs, visit my website, mobilehomegourmet.com, and look on the home page or in the recipe archive.